Hello everyone and welcome to the Racing Podcast with me, Sam Rain, of course. And we're going to be reviewing the Australia Grand Prix. Of course, this podcast is a bit late off the bat, but we have got a lot of things to discuss. Starting with my thoughts of the Australian Grand Prix race that just happened. Now, it was chaotic, to say the least. It was absolute carnage. We had rookies going off the track, crashing out to the race, apart from two rookies, which was, of course, no surprise, because one of them was Kimi Antonelli from Mercedes. And it was a pretty awesome race. From start to finish, you had stuff like Ferrari getting 1-2 for a split second, and then going all the way back down to 9th and 10th. You had Oscar Piastri, of course, making mistakes alongside Lando Norris, but Lando Norris rescued his position on track, while Oscar Piastri, he never did, and he went tumbling down the order as he got beached on grass. Yes, on grass. So yeah, a lot of things happened, and I reckon it is a solid 9 out of 10 race, of course. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the matter, because you had so much stuff, so much carnage happening all at once. So yeah, let's get into the first talking point, and that is Max versus Lando. So, of course, after Piastri and Lando 1-2 McLaren majority of the race, of course, after Piastri got overtaken by Max Verstappen due to being beached on the grass at the last but one corner of the lap of the track. Then the focal point came to Lando Norris in the lead, getting chased down by Max Verstappen. Now Max, in his car, he done phenomenal, because of course he did all he could in the rain. He was so close to getting that victory. It was just a mere 2 or 3 laps, and then I reckon he would have got the victory. But Lando Norris prevailed, and he did obviously defend the first position, the win, to Max Verstappen. So it is a big thing is going to be happening this year in the season, because both Lando and Max are good friends, so you never know, it could get more tasty as the season goes on. And that's my thoughts actually on Max v Lando. Next bullet point, I should say, is rookie mistakes. So rookie mistakes are as follows: Liam Lawson, Jack Hadjar, Jack Doohan, of course, and a couple others like Carlos Sainz. I mean, who would think Carlos Sainz, obviously crashing out with his experience. So big majority of the rookies did crash out or retire in the race. So I got them here. So we got Lawson, Bortoletto, Alonso, Sainz, Doohan and Hadjar. The only survivors in the rookies is, of course, Ollie Behrman and Kimi Antonelli. Yeah, I butchered that name, but Kimi Antonelli, of course, who finished a mere 4th position. Then he got done by the FIA, but then they reversed that decision, so he's back 4th, of course. And yeah, people like Albon done great, Stroll just randomly getting points, of course. So it is pretty bad if you're Hadjar doing Bortoleto and Lawson, but I'm guessing it was the first race of the season, and in the wet, I mean, it would have been horrific to say the least for the rookies. But props to Behrman and Kimi Antonelli, they both done phenomenal in challenging conditions. There's similar conditions, I say, to the Dutch Grand Prix last year, where obviously Ricciardo broke his hand, and then Lawson came in and yeah, done wonders. So yeah, rookie mistakes unfortunately for Hadjar doing Bortoleto and Lawson, but over time I'm guessing they're gonna improve and get used to a dry race, hopefully. Next on the list we have got on the list my racing ratings. So racing ratings, although I did give it away earlier, but my racing rating is a 9 out of 10, of course. I reckon 10 out of 10 is reserved for if, I don't know, the top drivers crash out unexpectedly, or there was some sort of weird result. So 10 out of 10 would be someone like a Bortoleto or a Jack Doohan winning the race. That's reserved 10 out of 10 because the more chaotic it is, the higher the rating. And so yeah, 9 out of 10 for the Australian Grand Prix. Next up, we have got the driver ratings now. Now, driver ratings are going to be interesting, and here they are now. So we got Max Verstappen, 9 out of 10, which is pretty good for Max. The only reason he got a 9 because he didn't get the win. Then we got people like Liam Lawson, of course. I put him as 5th, so 9 points, 9 out of 10 for Max, 5 out of 10 for Liam. Liam did alright, but he did struggle throughout the weekend. So I mean, it's down the middle really, because I know he retired and all that, but he did last longer than the other rookies, of course, in the race. So that is that for Red Bull's pair. Next up is Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Now, Lando Norris, 10 out of 10. Fantastic weekend for him. Fantastic race, holding off the 4-time world champion Max Verstappen. So yeah, well done, Lando. And I believe it's the first time in a long time that a McLaren driver is leading the Drivers' Championship, which is weird. So yeah, Oscar Piastri, 8 out of 10, of course. It's self-explanatory. Basically, he made a mistake. He did recover slightly, but it was too late at that point. And I feel that if he hadn't, I know it's tough, but if he didn't make that mistake, it would have been 9 out of 10 or even 10 out of 10 if he won the race. But of course, I reckon Piastri did make mistakes, and even though the team order was given to him, he did alright in the race. He stayed second. He done a solitary team effort to stay second until the mistake, of course. So yeah, Norris 10 and Piastri 8. The Mercedes duo now of Kimi Antonelli and George Russell, I'm going to give the pair, both of them, 8 out of 10. Both done solid jobs, both done wonders in the Mercedes. Any other day, if the top two, Lando and Max, made mistakes, then Russell or Antonelli would have won the race. but nonetheless, good solid job for Kimi Antonelli as a rookie, of course, and then George Russell as well, getting on the podium, 8 out of 10. So well done to Mercedes. Next up, we have got the Ferrari. So I've given Charles Leclerc 7 out of 10, and then Lewis Hamilton 6. Obviously, Lewis struggled in the race to make up positions. Then Leclerc done a slightly bit better than Lewis Hamilton in the race. He made up some positions, but they couldn't really get close to the podium throughout the race. So even though it's a tough grade for Lewis Hamilton, he did not make the great progress he was hoped to make. So yeah, Leclerc 7 out of 10 and Hamilton 6 out of 10. Next up is the Williams. Alex Albon 7 out of 10 I'm giving him. Harsh rating, I know, because he did do wonders in the race. So 7 out of 10 for Alex Albon, 6 out of 10 for obviously Carlos Sainz. So he made that mistake, of course. He retired out the race. He qualified in a okay position, and yeah, he didn't do amazing. He didn't. So yeah, it's gonna be obviously a 6 out of 10 for Carlos and 7 out of 10 for, of course, Alex Albon. And then we move on to Aston Martin. Yeah, Aston Martin duo now is Fernando Alonso versus Lance Stroll. Now Lance, 7 out of 10, of course. He done better than his teammate Fernando, and yeah, Fernando, he done alright, but he did obviously crash out, which added to the chaos basically. So yeah, I've got Lando 6, Lance Stroll 7. Next duo is the Kick Sauber. I've gone for Bortoletto 4 out of 10. He done alright, but he done poorly, so I have to give him a 4 out of 10 because he retired from the race. The next Kick Sauber is, of course, Nico Hülkenberg, as they say in German. So yeah, I've given him a 7 out of 10. Wonderful job for him. Obviously, he got into a great position in the race, and he stayed there basically, and I don't think he was troubled in losing that position at any point. So 7 out of 10 for Hülkenberg. Next up is the Haas drivers. I've given both of them a 4 out of 10. They were obviously both were missing in the race. Both had weird strategies, of course. Taking the inters off for dry tyres when it's about to rain. That is a obvious error in there, but they were gambling in some sort of a safety car. And then it did come eventually, and then obviously they pitted again and put the inters back on. So yeah, it was one of them races for Haas. You either see them do something weird, or you don't see them and they're at the back. And unfortunately, unless the team gets some upgrades in the coming races, I don't think that position at the back of the pack will improve. So next up, just to reiterate, Behrman 4 out of 10 and Ocon 4 out of 10. Excuse me. Right, Gasly and Doohan. I've given Gasly. Excuse me again. Sorry. Yeah, Gasly a 5 out of 10, and I've given Jack Doohan a 3 out of 10. Sorry, I'm just I'm just looking at what I put down. So yeah, so both Alpines done. I mean, where did they finish in the end? Alpine Gas 10th, not 10th. That's a thing. Yeah. So we finished basically 11th, Gasly. Yeah, 11th, and Jack Doohan finished in the wall. So yeah, it was one of them things for Jack Doohan. Just like other rookies on the grid, they have basically had a rough time at the race. He got collided with someone in the midfield, then he crashed, losing his rear wing, and yeah, it was one of them where you can't really do anything in terms of get out the way from other cars or get the grips what you need to stay on the road and all sorts. So unfortunately for Jack Doohan, I think over time he will improve, and nothing to write home about for the Grand Prix for Jack Doohan. And in terms of Gasly, he done wonders. He done okay, I guess. Not wonders, okay. He nearly got Hamilton. He was 4 seconds behind Hamilton. So yeah, it was weird, really, that Gasly could have overtaken Hamilton if a couple of laps did happen for both of them. So yeah, the next lot I reckon we should be discussing is the Racing Bulls of Tsunoda and Jack Hadjar. Tsunoda I've given a 6 out of 10, and Jack Hadjar a 4 out of 10. So 6 out of 10 for Tsunoda. He did finish behind Gasly, of course, so he's 12th in the table when he qualified pretty well. He did. Where did he finish? He qualified 5th out of 10. Yeah, 5th out of 10. He finished 5th in qualifying. Then he went all the way down to, of course, he went down to 12th position. Now, Tsunoda, he had a tough time as well. It was all about strategy in the race. So yeah, unfortunately Tsunoda, he finished outside the points, but I'm sure he will get better over time. In terms of obviously Hadjar, tears for emotion after did not even he got on the formation, put the power on, span. And that was his race. It never even started for Hadjar. Unfortunately for him, he's an emotional guy. So whatever he did, he would get emotional. It was his first. He was probably looking forward to the race. Tough for Hadjar, and yeah, great for Anthony Hamilton, consoling him straight after. Of course, it was longer than it should have been, the filming of him, but overall pretty good from Anthony Hamilton, and I'm sure Hadjar himself will learn and will get even more pumped up for the races ahead, of course. And that is that for my ratings. So that is that for the ratings. Next up, we have got my prediction recap, and that is top of the rookie. I said Ollie Behrman. Unfortunately, that was not the thing. That was not right. Crazy prediction: 1 red flag in any session. Now that was right. Qualifying top 3 and Grand Prix top 3. Norris 3rd, Piastri 2nd, Verstappen 1st. Nah. And I only got 1 point there. So yeah, let me know down below what you thought of the race. Let me know what you want to see in these podcasts next, and send me some questions for me to answer for the next couple of, well, every time I basically do a podcast, I'm gonna get your involvement, and I will be answering questions about the race and what you thought of the race yourself. So subscribe, like, comment and share, because this is the Racing Podcast, and I will see you guys next time.